Oh, okay. Naruhodo. Do you remember that word naruhodo?
No.
Naruhodo is like, oh, I see. So like
Ah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah,
tell
yeah, yeah.
like, oh, okay.
なるほど。あ、yeah, yeah.
Naruhodo.
なるほど。
Naruhodo.
なるほど。
Do. Yeah. To ten ten. Do.
なるほど.
What'd you hit this weekend?
So I just like downloaded some Anki decks or Anki. You ever use that app or you know about that app?
Anki. No, I don't know.
Just it's like this flashcard like space repetition app. So I use it for Spanish, but I just got like common Japanese phrases for travel or something and hiragana.
Hmm.
And then I started like redoing the cards to be like Spanish to Japanese. And the ones I got was only Romaji. So I started putting in all the hiragana.
Hmm.
So I'm just trying to like redo that, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. And then just today I started doing like the verbs and stuff, like or just like learning about verbs. But I think that's gonna be next. Like, how the fuck do you use verbs, you know?
Oh, okay. Naruhodo. Do you remember that word naruhodo?
No.
Naruhodo is like, oh, I see. So like
Ah,
when you
yeah,
tell
yeah, yeah.
like, oh, okay.
なるほど。yeah, yeah.
Naruhodo.
なるほど。
Naruhodo.
なるほど。
Do. Yeah. To ten ten. Do.
なるほど.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't remember that, but thanks.
So that's like a if anyone's not just being like when you're talking, they're like, if there's a word at all, it's naruhodo. You'd be like, oh, naruhodo, like while someone's talking, it doesn't
Okay.
cut them off. Like, oh, I see, like
I see. It makes sense, like word or something.
yeah. And you
Okay.
can like exaggerate too, like if they explain something to you and you finally get, you're like, oh, naruhodo, like
I get it now. I get it now. Okay, okay. Sick.
I've been using that one a lot. It's a word you might use very frequently or just sometimes.
Got it, got it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Hopefully I will be using that and not wakarimasen.
Yeah, exactly.
I was wondering, can you think we can go over some of those flashcards and then and like we can see like how they are. I can ask you like if they're correct even, and then like if people even see it and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, sick, sick, sick.
These are just the verb ones or the
No, these are like phrases.
okay.
So this one is すみません。ちょっと行ってきます。
Yeah. It's like sorry, excuse me, I'm gonna go for a bit. What is the translations?
Yeah, like excuse me, I'll be right back. I'll be right like a waiter might say like, oh, I'll be right back.
There's nothing about it's not wrong, but there's nothing in that sentence in like Japanese that's like literally just saying like, excuse me, I'm gonna go. There's nothing like no one said anything about coming back in the
Oh,
sentence.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
if you were together, like both eating at a restaurant and you're one person, like say they're going to the bathroom, ちょっと ittekimasu, then it's already within the circumstance. Yeah, they're gonna come back. But if a waiter said that, you would be like, are they gonna? You would be wondering like, does that mean they're gonna come back?
oh, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
So that's not something a waiter would say. Is that something anybody would say ever?
Yeah, so it would be like in say we were at a restaurant together and you're like gonna go have a smoke or something like oh ちょっと
Okay.
ittekimasu.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So okay. Okay, that's good.
Or like say if you're working, you guys are in a workplace and then you're gonna go to the supply room to grab something like すいません ちょっと ittekimasu.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense then. Okay. Fuck, man. Oh, this one I had a really hard time pronouncing it. And oh yeah, and also is it like to say like well, like soro soro or sora sora?
そろそろ
Okay.
like
Soro
that time is
soro. What's that?
like it's almost time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like soro soro 行かなければありません?
Yep. そろそろ行かなければありません. I gotta get going pretty soon. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. 行か行かなければ. Is that like one word?
Ika no, so ika iku is to go, right? So ika is saying also go.
Yeah,
But
okay.
nakereba saying nakereba is actually the negative. So like if I don't get going now, kind of, I need like God, that's how that's I don't know. I don't really say that. That's a really formal. say it. That's why.
Yeah, it says polite in the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like a double negative. It's like if I don't go and then arimasen is like another negative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that phrase in Friends, like a lot of people say, そろそろ行かないと、
Ikanai to,
行かないと.
ikanai to, ikanai to. Okay, so that's just like a quick and
That's
informal way.
half sentence that's a statement because it leaves it open for you could say something after do, after to. Like そろそろ行かないと, for instance, 怒られる would be I'm gonna get busted. Like 怒られる is someone's gonna yell at me.
Okay, okay.
そろそろ行かないと電車乗れない, which would be I won't get on the train.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
But
So
you could but by just saying そろそろ行かないと is just like, oh, like I gotta get going soon. Or else it's like I gotta get going soon or else like
yeah,
something's gonna happen.
right, right, right. Because ika is like to go, nai is like the negative, and then to is like and,
Yes.
right? In English?
Yep. Correct.
Okay, okay. So that's what we would say to each other, me and you. Like if I was like, I gotta get home. Soro soro
Yeah.
ikanai to.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay. So
That would maybe for instance you would also say that like say you're at the airport and they're fucking like taking forever to like scan your luggage and shit. And you got a bus to catch, like そろそろ行かないと
okay, okay.
bus 乗れ
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. But and you could say that to like a worker or someone that you don't know.
行かないと.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not like impolite to say it to people
It's
that.
not in play. And it's not someone you need to be showing respect to in either way. So you don't need to say 行かなければ. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
It's not
Like
disrespect to 行かないと. It's just a shortened version of 行かなければ.
okay. So yeah. The next one is
Yeah. The word, remember the word keigo. Keigo is that Japanese keigo is the very polite.
yeah.
So 行かなければ is keigo.
Okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah,
I think
for
those are
sure.
cool things that like people who are trying to learn Japanese, like this is exactly the thing. Like you're
Yeah.
you're studying this shit and like I'm fucking repeating this phrase 1,000 times and it's like, oh, nobody says that shit, you know?
Yeah. And most of the time keigo is longer too, because it's just got a little bit more, syllables in it or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
easier to remember, not keigo.
Yeah, yeah, which is yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. So that's Kiego. Okay, good, because I couldn't fucking pronounce that, man. Yeah, the next one was the hiragana was soro soro, but the romanji said sora sora, but it's soro soro.
Yeah. Soro. Yeah. Not la, lo.
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
letters.
soro
O and
soro.
lo.
Okay. Uh, okay. This one
Yeah,
is
that's a soro is a good one to remember too. Like you can use that in like a conversation too. Like if your girl's asking like, "Oh, do you have to go soon?" And then you're just like one word response, like, "Oh, soro soro," like almost.
almost okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say it like would you use it as like how English people say like well, like like I don't know. Like how was skiing today? Well, it was kind of windy. Like would you say it like that or no?
Mm-mm. Soro soro is just strictly for time.
Okay, okay. So it's not well at all. Doesn't translate to
No,
well
no,
in
yeah,
English at all.
literally like almost time. Soro soro.
Almost time. Okay, okay. That's good to know because yeah, so this
Oh,
is
but no. Oh, yeah, it has to do something with time, like when before anything. Yeah. Like you
okay.
could use it for not time, but no one really like soro soro like if something's about to happen, something's about to fucking drop or something's about to spill. Like
Okay, okay.
you could say that, but that's also kind of time, yeah. Like it's
Yeah.
almost
And what would you say is like the closest English translation to it?
well, like in that conversation, like if someone's like, "Oh, do you gotta go soon?" You're like, "Oh, almost." Yeah, almost.
Almost. Okay. Or soro or like oh, soro soro ikanai to.
Uh-huh.
How would
Yeah.
that soro soro translate that one?
That would be like, "Oh, I gotta get going pretty soon."
Like that part?
Pretty soon?
Oh, pretty soon. Okay, yeah, yeah. Soro
Yeah.
soro, pretty soon.
Yeah, so
Ikanai,
almost. Yeah. Yeah.
pretty soon, almost. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So it's still open. It's not like urgent. So it's like I mean eventually like yeah, it's almost that. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Pretty loose, but
If I don't get going, if I don't almost get going, I could miss the train or something like that.
mhm, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Sick. This one is no no areruki ga arimasen. Like
Oh, okay.
something something something, like peanuts
Something
or
like
something.
peanuts no arerugi ga arimasen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm learning this anyway. I don't have food allergies.
But you know how like even all over the world right now, like a lot of restaurants compared to before, it's more strict with like allergies and stuff. So sometimes like if you go to a nice restaurant, like I've been to a few in Japan where they're like, "Arerugi arimasu ka?" They'll
Oh,
ask you,
okay.
"Arerugi arimasu ka?" And you wouldn't need to say anything without. You just say "arimasen."
Arimasen. Yeah, 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 yeah. Right, right.
I mean, that's sentence, yeah. I mean, if someone straight up asks you like, "Oh, do you have peanuts ni arerugi arimasu ka?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Peanuts no arerugi arimasen.
Is that a thing, dude? Like are there a lot of people in Japan that have allergies like to peanuts or gluten or fucking
Kind
whatever?
of. Well, allergies is a pretty big thing over here because like you do, everyone does test. It all starts out with because there's the seasonal allergies that's every year.
Yeah.
So the pollen allergies is huge in Japan. Like it's a huge fucking problem, and like they're even like the government's even like getting involved with it and like trying to like think of ways to like either give like financial assistance or like they're trying to do something
Dang.
because it was all started when they used to plant all the forests in Japan because they were doing lumber within Japan for a long time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they start fucking importing it because it just got cheaper.
Yeah.
So they just have
Yeah.
all these fucking all a lot of the beautiful like scenery, countryside or anywhere mountains where you see all the straight trees. That's all fucking trees they were supposed to use, but now it's just fucking
Dang. Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
those evergreen trees when they pollinate, that shit is crazy, dude.
Mhm. Yeah. There's a few of them like it. Yeah, there's a couple different variations, but I don't have it too bad, thankfully. But
That's good. Yeah, I never had allergies till I moved here or till I moved to Oregon, and then it got really bad.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even here it's really bad. But then when I'm in Mexico, like in a fucking like nasty city with horrible air quality, I'm fine. It's like I'm not allergic
Oh
to like diesel fumes. I'm not allergic to exhaust, but I am allergic to pollen or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
crazy.
might get you if you come during the months then over here.
Yeah. But wintertime not so much though, yeah.
No, winter's nothing yet, no more.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's like springtime
Yeah,
is when
yeah.
it's spring into summer.
Yeah, yeah. Like right now, right?
Yeah, kind of, but it's yeah,
Yeah, it's going off over here, man. Like sometimes you walk outside and it's just like it looks like snow, but it's just like pollen.
nuts.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, during
crazy.
the season over here, it's like part of the news, like every day, like just how they would do like a rain forecast, like today is not so bad or today's bad.
Yeah, it's like an allergy report.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Anything like I just arimasen is usually any situation. It's not rude. It's not disrespectful. But you wouldn't because if someone were to ask you peanuts no arerugi arimasu ka, you wouldn't repeat the whole sentence back to them. You know, you would be like, "Oh,
Right.
peanuts no arerugi arimasu." All you have to say is just arimasen.
Arimasen.
So
Yeah.
that's a lot of Japanese too. I feel like they teach you all these statements, but like a lot of the statements, like a lot Japanese teaching should be more like a situational instead of just like
Yes.
teaching, and then you're just like, okay, well, how do I use it? I know all these, but how do I use it, and when do I use it?
100%. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I found a lot of good like or I don't know if they're good, but they're like just conversation examples. So maybe like in the
Mhm.
future you can like go over them and be like, "Oh, is this actually a conversation?" You know?
Yeah.
And then
But because you're learning it like this, like when I tell you, oh, this instead, it makes sense to you, you know? It's not just like fucking out of the blue. Like you
because
learned peanuts no arerugi arimasen, but then I just tell you, oh, you just need to say arimasen if you ever encounter the need to tell them that you don't have an allergy.
yeah, 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 yeah. As opposed to like just learning that. What do you mean?
Oh, like like I just learned this new statement, like peanuts no arerugi arimasen.
Right, right.
Yeah. And then you think like every time you maybe need to go to a restaurant, like, oh, well, these are the allergies I have, and I'm gonna tell them this arimasen. But
Right, right,
if
right.
you ever have that you don't have allergies and you're okay, you could just say arerugi arimasen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. That yeah,
If you
that makes
have an allergy, it might be different because then you'd have to say the specific allergy you have. But if you're telling them
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't have an allergy, then you just say arerugi arimasen. You know?
yeah, 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 yeah. And at the end of the day, that's not a probably not a conversation I would ever have with anyone ever, because I don't
Mhm.
have, and people don't normally don't ask, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
And it's like you fucking oh you have a gluten allergy, so why the fuck are you in the ramen shop or why are you in the sandwich shop? You can't eat any of
Yeah,
this anyway.
yeah. I think Japan, like a lot of the restaurants, they have it set up like because now you have to probably have the information or it has to have like a symbol on the menu or something, if you're
Uh,
using a certain type of common allergy ingredient.
yeah.
But people who have allergies, it's your responsibility to fucking look at that shit. No
Right.
one, yeah.
Right. Okay, so yeah. So bottom line is don't need to worry about that one. But
Yeah.
but arimasen is good. Yeah.
Arimasen.
Learning a lot about like the
Mhm.
contextualization of Japanese.
Yeah. Or even arerugi arimasen you might use a lot if say like you start living here and you go to the doctors and when
Right,
they're ready to prescribe your medicine, they'll ask you arerugi arimasu ka? And arerugi arimasen. It's
right.
perfect answer back.
Okay, yep. That's a good one. Nice. Yeah. This one I feel like okay. So anyway, the hiragana is gomen kudasai.
Okay.
Okay. So like gomen nasai is like I'm sorry, kinda.
Yeah.
Kudasai is like please.
Yeah.
Gomen kudasai. The translation is may I come in?
Kind of. I mean, I guess if you were to say it in English, yeah, that's a really gomen kudasai is a word specifically saying like sorry, excuse me when you enter like someone's house or like but no one says that shit. And
You
actually
say
it's like a phrase that you would say like you don't see that person, but say like you're outside of the door and someone's in the house, like you would say like oh gomen, like in the old cartoons back in the day, like the old mailman comes and it's the place he comes to every day and he doesn't see anyone in the house, but he knows someone's there, so he just yells out like oh gomen kudasai, like yeah.
but that's not to say like may I come in? It's just like I'm sorry, please. Like it's kind of like sumimasen.
The literal English translation I could think of would be like, "Hello, is anyone there?" Like,
Okay, yeah. But nobody uses that phrase either.
no, I've only ever heard that in like fucking like child stories or like folk, like like
God damn it. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, cool.
it's kind of
Um,
like anybody home, like in English,
uh,
along that same like situation. A word that we use common is when you're about to go into a house, like
okay.
say like your friends invite you over, like colleague invites you over. Ojamashimasu is a word that we say like right before we get into the house. It's
Okay,
like right
okay.
when you're taking off your shoes, ojamashimasu. And
Okay.
that literally translates to jama means like to bother. Jama
Okay.
suru, jama, and then shimasu, like I'm going to bother you. Yeah.
Nice.
It's like literally stepping into their house, like, oh, like I'm gonna bother you, like I'm coming
Nice.
in.
And that's kind of just like a formality that you would say to kind of like be polite, just like there's
Yep.
a warning, I'm gonna bother you.
Those are one of those like polite Japanese words, but everyone uses same as like itadakimasu, gochiso sama.
Wow. Okay, how do you
Yeah.
say it again?
Ojamashimasu.
Oja mashimasu.
Yeah. Jama is bother.
Oja.
Yeah.
Okay. Oja
So like
mas.
the o adding onto the jama is just like how you add o to a lot of things. But like for this instance, like no one really says jama shimasu because jama shimasu would be like I'm gonna bother you. Like yeah,
Yeah.
jama shimasu and then shimasu like I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Sick. Yeah, good that. So that's a good thing to fucking know.
Yeah, that's a super good thing to know because I say it anytime I go anywhere. Yeah, if anyone just invites you into their home or even like a good friend, still like oh jama shimasu.
Okay. And that's only for residential homes or do you do it like in businesses or like when you go to
Yeah,
karate practice or whatever?
homes and personal space.
What would be a personal space that's not a home, like a tent?
Yeah, like for instance, like someone invites you into their fucking RV or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Sick. Okay. This one's pretty good, I think. Ah, chotto,
Hmm.
chotto ramen or something like that.
Oh, just that? Ah, chotto?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. What is the translation for that?
I don't really like.
Oh, naruhodo.
Or does no one say that either?
No, I mean, it does. You could say that, but like, that's such a hard one to teach on a flashcard because, like, that you need to say it in a certain situation and you need to say it in a certain intonation for it to mean, like, I don't like.
Ah, okay. So
Like, if
I
some,
thought,
like, if I do like a hand you a bowl of ramen and then you need to like look at it and be like, ah, chotto, like, 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 oh, that's, yeah, I don't. I don't do that. Like,
Okay,
chotto.
okay, okay. But you wouldn't just say like as like a, like, oh, I don't really like ramen. You wouldn't say like ramen wa chotto.
Yeah, you could say that, but you have to say it in the correct intonation, or else it just turns it into completely different. Because chotto just means little,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
word
yeah, yeah.
itself just little.
Okay.
So you have to be like, ramen wa chotto, like
Chotto.
that. Yeah,
And is it wa chotto or is it ha chotto?
wa.
Wa.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
haba wa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is just like is a little. So it kind of translates to is a little. Like so someone offers me something that I don't really want. I don't really like that. I'd be like,
Mhm.
ooh, wachotto,
Yeah.
wachotto.
So yeah,
But probably that's like pretty, you probably just wouldn't say that, huh?
I mean, no, you definitely could, but like that's a just like that's a pretty advanced. It's not advanced, but it's like you have to know a lot about the language to be able to use that correctly.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
there's also you can easily just say amari like ski janai, like I don't like, because that would be more
Yeah, 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 yeah.
simple way of just literally saying I don't like.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. Because that was on here too somewhere, suki.
Yeah,
So you could just say like suki desu or suki janai. I like it, I
yeah.
don't like
But
it.
then like I feel like the most easiest and most common way I would say is like daijobu is okay, right?
Yeah,
So like telling them like daijobu desu is like I'm okay.
yeah. Oh, like I'm okay. I'm good on that. I'm okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
That'd be like a little
that's
bit
a
more polite, maybe.
yeah. It's not exactly slang, but it's just like common people. Like it's easy to say like
Yeah,
because it's literally just how in Hawaii we'd say like I'm good. Like no thanks. Like I'm good.
yeah, 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 yeah. So you can Daijoubu is a very versatile
Yeah.
phrase or word. Okay.
Yeah. Just like how you would. I mean, in Hawaii you'd have to put like you or like are you or like, but you know how just you could use good in so ways like oh you good or I'm good,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
oh that's good, like it's yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, because Japanese is more contextual, you can use it like that.
yeah. So like say you're walking in the train station, a cute girl falls in front of you, like oh daijoubu, like asking her just one word daijoubu, like are you, that would mean like are you okay, like
Right, 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 right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you don't even
someone
have to
bumps
say
in
like,
someone bumps into you and says like oh sumimasen, you just oh daijoubu, like it's okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.